Masih dari perhelatan BATIC 2023, saat ini saya sudah bersama dengan salah satu pembicara atau panelis yang berasal dari internasional, yaitu Mark Halfinger, CEO of Console Connect PCCW Global. How are you?
I'm well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your time for CNBC Indonesia. So Mark, how do you see the event so far and the discussion that had been held? It is very interesting to see the discussion going so far. So what do you think about this one?
Well, first of all, Telkom Indonesia and TELIN have organized. There's a large number of people here and the vibe is very exciting. It's clear that Indonesia is a destination for digital transformation. And from our point of view, where we're focused on global network automation, we're simply excited to be here and to be part of this event.
Okay, and we're so glad to having you here, of course. And but talking about the trends nowadays in a very rapid changing digital world, so how do you see the latest trends in telecommunication industry? So from 5G, for example, to Internet of Things integration, edge computing, and the impact of artificial intelligence on telecom network. How do you see the trends so far?
I think everything that you mentioned are really the key trends. 5G and in the not too distant future 6G is impacting the amount of bandwidth that is available through cellular networks that are able to get to end devices. Edge computing and artificial intelligence are taking off at a dramatic pace, certainly in the last year or so when it's become more commonly understood. Cloudification, the use of governments and enterprises to focus on cloud-based capabilities around the world, and the combination of all of those activities together is influencing dramatic uptake in capacity, in power, in connectivity, and obviously in digital transformation.
Okay, so you say that these are the key words for digital transformation, but how do you see in a bigger picture of the opportunities and also the challenges that the company facing nowadays?
So there are many service providers and enterprises that are involved in digital transformation, but the word transformation in and of itself creates complexity. It implies that we were in one place and we have to go to a new place, and change is always difficult. It requires new capital investment, it requires training, it requires new understanding, and all of that is happening at a much faster pace today than we used to be involved in. Keeping up with that pace means making sure that you also have appropriately trained colleagues working with you, that you're reorganizing products, services, the manner of delivery. All of that is complex. New technologies, new ways of working, new ways of thinking, all of that also requires a lot of capital in order to get to the next stage. Where do you find that capital? So all of these are the issues that we need to deal with. The trends represent the opportunity. The challenges are how to deploy for that opportunity in the most efficient manner.
Talking about the capital itself, we know that nowadays we also facing quite a challenge in terms of the, the Fed fund rate keep rising nowadays. So it's going to be a challenge for the industry. So how do you think about this one and how you can tackle the issues?
The key today is that users are looking at new models. And so service providers that want to get to these new user models need to write code, software, that will facilitate on demand for capacity.
Demand-based.
Yes, demand-based pricing. Competition today is not just about price, it's about service, but that service first needs to be priced correctly. In today's world, an enterprise, for example, will be using anywhere between 30 to 40 different types of systems and softwares. How does all of that consolidate sensibly? How do you deliver a sensible solution, and how do you deliver it on demand?
Okay.
And that, I think, today is the most important piece. On-demand requires automation.
Okay.
Organizing a network for automation, and not just with many people, that is becoming increasingly complex, but that's an area that we've been specializing in over the years.
Okay, that's very interesting, and I think that's a very good idea on how do you see the perspective of the industry of the company should be based on a demand. And on the other side, we also know that somehow we can see the future of industry itself are focusing on many things, just like cyber security. It's a huge business. So how do you see about the prospect of the digital security as a business itself?
So as we've built out network capability to have more software, more enterprise applications, whether they be ERP systems or CRM systems, everything today is software based. And when you have software in your infrastructure, you also have various entities trying to penetrate that capability. No different than in your home that you have a lock so that you don't want to let any intruder into your home unwanted. So too with a network. It needs to have a secure layer. And today, maintaining that security when new code is written every day is becoming more complex. And so as you build for transformation, you also have to be thinking about how to secure that transformation. Every time you build a new room in your home, you have to have good locks on the windows, and you have to do the same thing here as we build our business, as we build our network. So cybersecurity, as you've described it, or any type of security profile is increasingly important. And unfortunately, there's never enough. You have to have many, many layers of security, whether it be human security or what we call penetration testing, in order to make sure that whatever we've thought that we've protected, we've tested to assure that it's there. This is all very important in our day-to-day business.
So you agree that this segmentation is a very huge business in the future?
As the business grows in all of the different areas, artificial intelligence, cloud, any type of technology-based application, it needs to be coupled with security layers. And so I expect that cybersecurity is going to continue to grow as an industry in and of itself. As transformation and digitalization gets larger, cybersecurity is a critical element every step of the way.
Okay, so one last question, Mark. So how do you see the company nowadays can keep up with the sustainability issues? As we know that sustainability is one of the key words in the whole industry nowadays. The company should comply with the sustainability issues and regulations. So how do you see the telecommunication industry can keep up with the sustainability issue?
You raise a critical question. The United Nations has put forward sustainability goals for the next 15, 20, 30 years, and all of those are critical. At the same time, the world is being driven to more and more data. What's interesting is that you try and build a data-driven world, you're also putting more energy requirements into the planet. Data centers today, which are a critical element of the digital transformation, are generating increasing amounts of power. Now with AI, we expect that power requirements are going to increase exponentially. How do you build out data centers and energy consumption that can be green oriented? How do we make sure that all of the energy evolution and consumption that's being driven by this transformation can also be brought to a carbon neutral environment? Today there are a number of global initiatives, particularly by an organization globally in the data center world referred to as iMasons, which is urging data center architects to build data centers with carbon neutral goals. And I expect that just as digital transformation is evolving, so too the manner of energy consumption for those data centers will be there. And it's very important that we focus on rapid automation of digital transformation coupled with cybersecurity while making sure that we're protecting the planet, focusing on carbon neutral development. It's a complex situation, but that's what we're working on today.
And that is very comprehensive answer from you, Mark. Thank you so much for your time for
Thank you.
CNBC
It's a pleasure
Indonesia.
to be here.
Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Enjoy Batik. Thank you. Dan pemirsa, demikian pembicaraan kami bersama dengan salah satu panelis internasional di acara Bali Annual Telkom International Conference 2023. Langsung dari Nusa Dua Bali, saya Syarifah Rahma, CNBC Indonesia Beyond Business.